I'm Teresa Woodard with a look at your North Texas headlines, and we begin in Fort Worth, where two men were shot and killed by police in separate shootings just hours apart. Those shootings happened early Saturday morning, both on the city's east side. WFAA's Richard Solomon walks us through what investigators have learned so far and how neighbors are reacting.
I can't even describe it. It's just unreal.
The first shooting happened just after midnight.
It was just blood everywhere.
The second, hours later, just after 4:15 in the morning. But both ended with Fort Worth police shooting and killing two men in separate incidents. And one of them happened in Carolyn Green's front yard.
He was laying there. The ambulance came out. I said, that man is dead.
She lives along Wyman Drive, where police say they were called to for reports of shots fired. Green says someone was throwing a party a street over.
There were just droves of kids going up and down the street like they always do, in bunches, parking everywhere.
Police say when they got there, they heard more gunfire and saw a man with a gun. They say they told him to put it down, but shot him when he pointed it towards them.
And I heard this loud boom, like it was in my house. I looked out, I saw a guy laying there. I was getting ready to call the police, and I realized they were already here.
Green says a bullet went through the side of her home.
The bullet came right through here. You could see where, and that's where it was, right there.
Hours later, while police were still on scene, they say someone drove past officers multiple times in a white SUV.
Suspect was driving a vehicle at high rates of speed and almost hit officers and attempted to hit officers per statements at the scene.
Fort Worth Police Chief Eddie Garcia says officers chased the driver and after 15 minutes were able to get him to stop near I-820 near the East Lancaster exit. Officers say they approached the vehicle with guns drawn and they gave him multiple commands. Police say he grabbed an officer's gun and multiple officers shot him.
I just hate the idea that there's so much stuff going on out here in our neighborhood.
Now, police say detectives are still investigating the shootings and they ask anyone with any information to reach out to them. Police say somehow an officer was injured in the second shooting, but we're told that officer will be okay. But for neighbors like Green, neighbors who live here, this violence is too hard to ignore.
I can't describe how I feel knowing that somebody died in my yard.
In Fort Worth, I'm Richard Solomon.
6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez had been missing from his home in Everman for more than 3 years. The Tarrant County Medical Examiner has now confirmed remains found in the backyard of the home where he lived with his family are indeed his. Noel had not been seen since 2022. Investigators say the boy likely died months before the investigation into his disappearance began and before his mother, Cindy Rodriguez Singh, and her family suddenly left the country for India.
Here at the District Attorney's Office, we will continue to seek justice for Noel. We owe that to him and to the citizens of Tarrant County.
Singh was captured last summer and brought back to Texas. She remains jailed on a capital murder charge, but she was found incompetent to stand trial. She will soon be transferred to a state mental health facility. She could be found competent in the future. The city of Dallas is changing its proposal for 2 bridges near downtown. Neighbors in Oak Cliff were outraged at plans for the Jefferson and Houston Street viaducts. And even with changes now proposed, Cole Sullivan shows us how people gave city leaders a piece of their mind.
If you think of these viaducts as not bridges, but connections.
I don't know the plans that y'all planning, but that bridge needs to stay.
Then this frustration makes more sense over a plan from the city of Dallas to change how traffic flows over them.
I do not support any plans that take away access from Southern Dallas. Period.
The city initially proposed closing to cars the bridge currently used to get out of downtown and said the road used to get to the city center would not connect where it does now.
I don't love it. I don't love any of the plans I've seen so far.
After frustration and fear, the city would orphan Oak Cliff, cutting it off from downtown. At this town hall, Dallas leaders unveiled a new proposal.
In this scenario, we're proposing a new bridge.
The presentation was tough to make out, but council members say it keeps car access on both bridges, making both two-way, at least in part, and allowing drivers to get downtown with a new bridge connector.
How does it happen?
Use the connector off of Jefferson and go all the way down to Young.
That would spike the plan for a no-car greenway, which, in turn, frustrates bike advocates.
There is currently no option to bike or walk or run into downtown from Oak Cliff without one of the viaducts.
Next week, council members are set to formally hear the new plan for this connection the community clearly cares about.
We're going to fight for our bridge.
In Dallas, I'm Cole Solomon.
It is graduation season, and when one North Texas law student gets his degree, it's in large part because of lessons learned in a boxing ring and from generations of family who fought every day to help him realize his dream. Here's Kevin Reese.
Noel Mendoza Jr. has been fighting back most of his life.
I really thought I was going to pursue a professional career in boxing.
His grandfather was a migrant farm worker. His dad was for a time, too.
I was 8 years old. Our dad would take us out a month early from school.
But Noel Mendoza Sr. wanted a different life for his son, so at 18 he gave him an ultimatum. Pursue boxing and he would have to pay rent to stay at home, or go to school and live at home rent-free.
That was an eye-opener at that age, and my father helped me come to that realization.
A realization that got him a bachelor's degree at Texas A&M, a master's degree in the Rio Grande Valley, and then here, the UNT Dallas College of Law. Saturday, the kid with the boxing gloves becomes a lawyer.
God is good. God is good. And we have broken the chain of poverty that has haunted our family for generations.
I think about that every day, and I don't take that lightly. I know that my family has sacrificed a lot to be where we are today.
But that's not the complete story. He did keep boxing. He's won 3 collegiate boxing titles, including the most recent. He is the first law student to take home a collegiate championship belt.
You don't have to come from power to be powerful, and that power comes from within.
He also teaches kids to box back home in South Texas at the club he and his dad offer for free, while offering himself as an example of what can come from determination and 3 generations of dreams.
God is good. We're very blessed to be in this position and to actually be here honoring my son for his great achievement that he's accomplished.
If you internalize those sacrifices and you live on them and you reflect on them on a daily basis, then they live with you, and those that have come before you will never fade away, nor will their memories.
Saturday at commencement, a boxing lawyer enters the ring for a very promising next round of life. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
A hard-earned degree. Congratulations to that family. Those are your headlines from North Texas.